Okay, so I just got the new Profit from Vire, if you've been keeping up. I tried that 22mm out on it. I went to a 28 Elite. It was just, that much better. So that's what I'm messing with now. And I actually did the whole sound box and everything a little bit different, if you saw. So I'm gonna do my other one that way because it improved the sound even more. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this one. I just thought I'd video it in case you care to try it. It's just a little bit different on the setup, how to do the nickel and all that crap. So I'll set the camera up and get started. And this is what I'm using. It's like right at a 1/4-inch piece of blade, mid-grade blade. So the 2mm. So set the camera up and I'll go through it. First thing is this is what I've been doing. A little nickel with just a hole drilled through it with the wires. So I was trying to make kind of an enclosed box to put the speaker in, if that made any sense. So this would go on the end of the chassis, and then it would just be a kind of a closed, almost enclosed space around there, but it shot sound up around the chassis and out through the charger port, which to me sounds better than just blocking off the charging port like I did, because it gives it this faux stereo effect where sound's coming out of your handle and straight out of the pommel, if that makes any sense. So this is what's been working best so far. So I took a nickel, I drilled a 1/4-inch hole in it. I take my little ring there, and I make a little end I put on the chassis. So that's what I do. So forgive my shaky hands. So just run glue around the bottom of it. And mine's messy, it doesn't matter. It's not nice and neat. Usually got dirt and crap all in it too. But I'm just out here with, the bare minimum stuff. All right, so what I do, sit it down, tap that nickel down in there. Let that sit for a while. Let's see here. And in my opinion, you can't really use too much glue unless it squirts at the end. So, all right. What I do, I got my longer wire on it. What I've been doing is what BK suggested, and I had thought about it before, I just didn't know if it would work good, so I didn't bother. But it does, it works fine. So I've been adding long enough wire to get my handle off. If you're interested in this 28, if you got the stuff to do it, you should do it, because the sound is just at least 5 times better than stock. I mean, it's just, I'm running mine on 24 now, and that's so it's 2400, so it's really loud when it comes on. It's probably not the best thing for the speaker, but the speakers are consumable as far as I'm concerned, so I'll put another one on whenever it starts crackling. I don't care. It sounds so awesome, and it's so immersive that's the only way I want to run it now. Can't do that in the house, unfortunately. Get some dirty looks. But, all right. So you got to have enough wire to be able to slide your grip off, go past it with a 28, because the 28 won't slide through there. So that's what I'm gonna do. And ideally, you would want just one soldering joint. I'm gonna put 2 on here just to add this, because once I've got these tabs soldered and wrapped up, I don't want to mess with doing it again, so I'm just leaving it like that. And it's no big deal. I've been able to get tighter on my little joints anyway, so the more you do it, the better you get at it, obviously, just like everything else. So I'm gonna let that set, and I'm gonna solder these, put it on here and solder these speaker wires, and actually, no. Let's see. Take a break, let that sit, and I'll come back. So, catch you in a minute. All right. So, last time I took my little box end, or whatever you call it, and I just freehanded and glued it, and it was a little off, and it sticks just a little when I'm taking the handle off, the grip off, but it's not enough to worry about. So, this time I'm going to try this. I have this little piece of tubing that came in I think it was around one of my chassis. I can't remember exactly, but it slips on pretty snug. So I'm gonna do like this. And then you want to put glue around the edge, obviously slip your wires through and glue it onto the end. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, this is one of the stock speakers that come on the Profis. It's this size at least. So that's a 24 or 23, and this is a 28. If you haven't seen any of my other videos and you're watching this 28 millimeter modded speaker to put on the end of these LGTs, it's a speaker mod is beyond worth it. I mean, I just cannot stress enough how much of a game changer it is, because your stock LGT comes with that small speaker on it, and it's set at like 1800 on the config on the volume, and it'll go up to 3000. So put a bigger speaker on that'll handle a lot more bass in the range, and then you crank it up to, like, I'm running mine at 2400 right now, and it's just hard to just convey without you experiencing it firsthand. It just ups the game so much and just creates so much more of an immersion feeling to me, because the speaker, not only is the speaker louder and coming at you kind of a surround sound almost, okay, it's not surround sound, but whatever, it's also vibrating more in your hand, so it feels like there's more energy going on, more things happening. But okay, shutting up. I'll get my glue going. Let's see. That's what I use, if I haven't showed you already. Can't remember. So just run around the edge. And you got to be careful, because you don't want to glue it to that tube, obviously. So, maybe a little too much. So, run the speaker wires through. And then I'm gonna keep twisting this to keep it from gluing, hopefully. Hold it for about 30 seconds or so. You see that? I can't tell. I mess my pins up too much. And then get my hands off of it. So, after that dries, that's what you'll have. So I'm gonna pause this, I'll come back, and I'll solder these wires so you don't have to watch that, and then slide it all together. All right, so done. Put it back together. See that? So you've got, I don't know, maybe a good 3/4 inch of room in there for the space to bounce around. You could trim that down further, I guess, but like this, so far, like I said, has been the loudest, clearest sound I've gotten. So, as always, I'll keep tinkering with it though. But yeah, I just happened to see that 28 millimeter was slipped down into one of those pommels when I bought one, just because they were only $16 when I got my first Profi, and I was like, that looks like it'll fit. There's got to be a way that'll fit. So I figured out a way to make it fit. And once I've tried it, I just can't be happy with anything else. That 22 was pretty good, but I took it off because I just keep going back to this pommel and that setup, and it's so much better that that's the one I grab all the time. So why not have them all like that? So it just surrounds you with like a vibration, like that. As close as you could get, probably. I don't know. I'm really curious to see how it stacks up to the saber tree I'm getting. It's a Profi. It'll have that 22 millimeter vehicle on it. I would love to be shocked by that Vectra, to be honest with you, with it being louder than this Profi. But I can't imagine how much louder you could go before it's just ridiculous and painful. So it'd be fun to find out. I don't know. This has all been so much fun because there's so many things to play with, so many aspects of it. I didn't put a battery in there. So that's what I love about the longer wire, because you can just hold it up, drop it. Careful not to snag it. And put your battery in.
Somehow, I've always known.
Reverse the process. So, and all that wire just kind of wads up in there. I thought it would affect the sound, but it doesn't seem to do much anything to it. Very little. So, I just start twisting. And then just kind of tuck it all in. See. It's the way to go, I'm telling you. Catch you guys later. May the force be with you, as always.